Hey everybody on YouTube, welcome to the next episode of Betrayal at the Mountains of Madness, the custom campaign here for Arkham Horror the card game. Today we're going to be looking at Scenario 3, Cold Heart. The ship arrives at the ice on the afternoon on December 16th, 1935. The looming cliff of the Filchner ice shelf rises well over 300 feet from the sea, far too high and far too dangerous to make a conventional landing. As you approach about a mile to the north, you witness a huge chunk of ice, bigger than the ship itself, crash down into the water and bob slowly away. The landing is accomplished with the aid of the undamaged Zepplin, LZ-125, which, with an elegant lack of alacrity, ferries the expedition supplies and vehicles up onto the top of the ice shelf. A base camp is established several miles inland, beyond the risk of fracture and collapse, and everything is gradually moved there from the ship. It is tedious and exhausting work, with hundreds of crates and pallets and barrels to unload and sort. Time on the ice is everything you've warned about. It is strangely difficult to maintain a sense of perspective and distance. You are constantly slipping over, and you must guard vigilantly against frostbite caused by sweating. The penguins, wuck 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 wuck, at least offer some relief, flocking around the expedition members fearlessly and charming you all with their inquisitive antics. It takes 9 days of hard work before the job is done and Herman Worth can back away from the ice into the comparatively safer waters of the Weddell Sea. Herr Schmidt announces the expedition's main objective: to locate the base camp of their predecessors, the Barsmeyer Falcon Expedition, or BFE. The real coordinates of the abandoned base camp have been lost or concealed, and so exploration teams escorted by soldiers will divide up to search the ice shelf and nearby land for hints at its location. Each team has been assigned a new prototype machine gun called an MG-34. You are expected to assist in this endeavor and will be assigned dog sleds for this purpose. Poggy? Although apparently you will have to provide your own weaponry. Professor Dyer takes you back to the partially buried cabin where you have quartered. He opens his satchel and rummages around in it, and for a moment you catch sight of something odd. A huge, black-bound book, clearly a mythos tome of some sort, and something about it looks familiar. Before you can clearly identify it, he closes the satchel and moves to the table with a folder overflowing with papers. He pulls out a large sketch and lays it on the table for your inspection. It seems to show a roughly circular shape covered in lines that radiate from a single point near the edge of the shape. "I never understood this picture," says Dyer. "This is Antarctica, I believe, at some point in the aeon-dead past where its boundaries were different. And these lines, I'm not sure what they represent, but this nexus point where they meet, this must be their city. And if that is the city, then this line," he points to one which runs across the continent to the opposite coast, "must run from the city to an area somewhere near the ice shelf. Before we can even think about these Star Chamber cultists, we cannot allow these Nazis access to whatever the BFE found. We must get there before them, at any cost." You prepare to set out. "There are 100,000 square miles of ice shelf," adds Dyer. "We can't possibly explore that by dog sled. We're gonna need a plane. Alright, set up instructions. I've done all this." Then we check the campaign log. If essential tools were stolen, they were not. Herr Dr. Lang is missing, so we don't get this. Spare engine and boiler parts were stolen, does not happen either. Gunther is deceased, is not a thing. And then check the campaign log. If Captain Roth is missing, he is. Without the captain's experienced guidance, several mishaps during unloading caused additional delays. We place one doom on Agenda 1A. And if Frau Voigt is not missing, she is not. Before you depart, the expedition occultist visits your cabin. "Last night I dreamed of a place I believed to be your destination. I informed Herr Schmidt, but he did not seem interested, and so I turned to you. I saw a square place like a fort in the snow, and inside there was blood, and dogs with skin as black as the Stygian abyss. There are answers there, but also great danger. It lies to the north, I think." So she goes on this big thing, and then she's like, it's probably just somewhere that direction. She just points out into the wilderness. "Thank you, Frau Voigt. I really appreciate this assistance." The expedition aircraft was not sabotaged, so we approached the mechanic Fritz Muller about the use of an airplane. It takes some convincing and a little subtle bribery, but you're able to get your use of the plane officially approved. Alright, this scenario has 2 Act decks and 2 Agenda decks. Agenda Deck A and Act Deck A represent the forces of the mythos and the player's objective as usual. Agenda Deck C and Act Deck C belong to the German expedition and represent their suspicion of the investigators and the progress of their own efforts respectively. Respectively is the correct way to say that word. The C decks advance only when specifically instructed by scenario cards. Okay. None of the locations in this scenario have connection icons. This means that no locations are connected, which makes normal movement impossible, including movement to a connecting location on cards such as Shortcut. Well, frick. Movement is only possible via effects on cards which move to specific named locations or to any location. Well, see you later, Shortcut. You're frickin' trash. Some effects during the scenario require a Chaos token to be revealed on behalf of enemies or uncontrolled story assets. When this happens, no investigator is considered to have drawn that token, even though a player obviously needs to physically do it. Otherwise, you have a ghost in your house, and that's a little bit alarming. This means a Nazi ghost too, which is even worse. This means that effects that trigger when you reveal a Chaos token, such as Grotesque Statue, will not trigger. However, effects which do not specify an investigator, such as Premonition, still work. The Nazi ghost can see the future. That's crazy. Okay. Shall we read some more cards? Because we're not done our reading. Okay. Shuffle the deck up. Blizzard warning. All is still. Nothing lives here on this dead continent. Okay, what about the penguins? The white of the sky meets the white of the snow and all bleeds together into a single, unending expanse. But devastating snowstorms are commonplace in Antarctica. If you are caught out in the open when one arrives, your chances of survival will be minimal. When this agenda advances, do not remove Doom from other scenario cards in play. And then we got the Germans. Although wary, the Germans do not yet know you are not cooperating with them. Doom cannot be placed on this card, and this agenda does not advance due to Doom. When the round ends, if clues on this card are equal to or more than its Doom threshold, advance this agenda and do not remove any Doom from play. 6 per player, kinda nuts. The Filchner Ice Shelf is a truly massive area to explore. If you're going to find the lost Barsmeyer Falcon base camp before the Germans do, you have a lot of ground to cover. Now you have access to a plane. This seems a lot more feasible. Still, the dog sleds are available in an emergency. If you're unengaged, discard 2 cards from your hand to move to any location. Hint, the majority of the scenario takes place during this act. Pixelated, how's it going? I would hope so, because I require 20 clues to advance. They say the majority of the scenario takes place during this act, and then I see that there are 4 cards here, so heavy doubt. The expedition's progress. The Germans are also searching the ice shelf for the lost Barsmeyer Falcon site. Forced. When the round ends, if the specified number of clues have been placed on this act, we immediately advance. And forced. If LZ-125 is at the Barsmeyer Falcon base camp, we immediately advance this act. Pixelated. This is a custom campaign be called Betrayal at the Mountains of Madness. Alright, we have read some of the cards, let's read some more. Independent Inquiry. Forced. When the investigation phase ends, each investigator at an exposed location takes 1 frost damage. Spawn 2 clues on each ready exploration team. Reveal a Chaos token from the Chaos bag. If the token is Elder Sign or Tablet, move LZ-125 to the exploration base camp. Any number, move it to the location of the exploration team with the most clues. Move all clues from that exploration team to Act 1C. Skull, move the Jim Culver. Move the exploration team with the least clues to the location with the most clues with no other exploration team. Move LZ-125 to the location with the most investigators, and move LZ-125 to the location with the most investigators and spawn player clues on Agenda 1C. Any other token, reveal another token. I have downloaded it from, someone posted it, and it's its own thing on the workshop. It's its own game on the workshop. Oh, I am going to forget the frick out of this. So chat, yell at me if I ever forget about this, okay? Honestly, we should just make it bigger. We're going to make it bigger, and we're going to put it right here, okay? I wish I could do this in real life, too. Just take a card and just go... That'd be sick. Alright, we still got more reading to do. Expedition Base Camp. As an action, distribute up to 5 supplies amongst the Antarctic supplies assets of investigators at the location and the Junkers GU-52 asset if present. Junkers GU-52. Oh, 5 supplies. I would take Ancient Evils and make it big as possible if I could in real life. Yeah, you know you're going to draw it. You're like, oh, frick. We have 2 small cards on top of 1 giant card. What do we do? Alright, so the Junkers, Workhorse of the Reich, uses 5 supplies, limit 5 supplies. As an action, if you're unengaged, spend 1 supply, move this asset to any location in play and move to that location. Other engaged investigators here may move with you. There's a lot going on in this scenario? Yes. That's custom scenarios for you. They usually end up doing a lot in their scenarios. This is actually something that even I was looking at my design for the scenario I've been working on, and I'm like, there's too much stuff. I need to remove like 3 things from this. LZ125, forced. When you discover clues at this location, place the same number of clues on Agenda 1C. So this is the thing that flies around, right? This is the thing we don't like. This is the enemy. Okay. Okay. If you're unengaged... Alright, these efforts. Forced. When you discover clues at this location, place the same number of clues on Agenda 1C. As an action, you can distract the team. Exhaust this asset to move up to X clues from this asset to Agenda 1C, and X is your highest skill. As a lightning bolt, we can also attack the team, which is probably going to be the Betrayal at the Mountains of Madness. And I mean, can we really betray the Nazis? We know they're bad, right? We know they're bad. Advance to Agenda 1C. Alright, 1 more card to read. And that are these supplies. Uses 5 supplies as a reaction. When you take any amount of frost damage, spend 1 supply and cancel 1 of that damage. As an action, move any number of supplies between the Antarctic supplies assets of investigators at your locations. Any number of... Okay. We're ready to go. Hello, I would like my draw button. Thank you. Hello, I would like the game to not freeze when I shuffle. Thank you. Oh, what did I say? Oh, that's not good. That can't be a good thing. I mean, that's a good get. Uh-oh. I'm getting some encoding overloading. That's crazy. It's the whole stream. Yeah, it is. I see that. I can fix that a bit. Give me 1 second. I haven't intended to do this in forever, actually. I'm going to turn my bitrate down a bit. That should hopefully help a bit. My bitrate's really high. Just download some more RAM. Yeah. How are we doing? See, encoding's overloading. That seems to be better. We'll watch it, though. No, it's still bad. It's still bad. Okay. I mean, there are like a billion things on the screen right now. Maybe I can delete some of these. This always usually helps. 8-bit Justin, let's go. Oh yeah, my RAM dropped, my bitrate dropped really low there, didn't it? I don't need you. So realistically, I don't need you or you or you. Or you or you or you. Okay. Alright, let's resolve our mulligans. I think I like the scavenging, and I think everything else can honestly just go to hell. We need a weapon, so we're honestly gonna just dig until we find a weapon. We're doing a 5 mulligan here. Perfect. It's golden. It's golden. Okay, so what the frick do we do? There's like a million things going on here. I just need to like put it down into like one thing. I need to fly and get clues. We don't want to be where these guys are. Okay, yeah, so they're just gonna, like, these guys are like the frickin', No idea how much tabletop simulator takes out CPU. Sometimes turning off physics helps. Oh. How do I do that? Physics. Locked. So what does that do now? Oh, it just like doesn't like lift the card up anymore. Let's do it. Let's try it out, Lord Blank. I think that's sick. Okay. So we can't just move. So shortcut is Garbo. However, we can like do some stuff. It keeps going over my encoding, man. That's crazy. Am I at 1080? I do be at 1080. Normally I do go at 1080 though. Am I downloading something in the background? Here, 1 second, we'll get there. We will see shortcut for commit the first time ever, no doubt. Alright, I closed what I could. Let's see what we got. Preposterous sketches. That's fine, not really what we want here. But I might take it. I might just take it. Because I think what we're going to do is we're going to just play the machete. We're going to spend a supply to move. Let's fly all the way down here. Never-ending white expanse. A supply cache is an action to distribute up to 2 supplies amongst the Antarctic supply asset if investigated its location and the Junkers JU-52 if present. You had to spend a supply to fly? Yep. If you're unengaged, spend 1 supply, move this asset to any location in play, and move to that location. Other unengaged investigators here may move with you. That little whoopsie right there? Alright. 4 Shroud do be kind of high. We're going to draw 3 cards, though. I ain't going to complain about this. I ain't going to complain about that. Okay. I mean, I don't blame you, Dice Gods. They're literally yet. I had to read an entire, like, copy of War and Peace to get this one going. Alright. Over here, we're going to play Jacob Morrison. Don't think I won't. We're going to play Scavenging. Don't think I won't. And then we're going to investigate with Duke, and we have 4 to the game's 2. 4 to 4. No, we're 4 to 4. That's easy. Let's see what we got. This do be a -2, I believe. It is a -2, so we're going to exhaust Jacob Morrison to get +2 skill value, and we're going to grab a clue. I'm then going to also discard this Winging It to ready Mr. Jacob Morrison. Oh, Mike! 38 months at the Golden Table. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for supporting the stream. And also, honestly, thanks for being, like, literally a part of the stream. Stream would not be what it was without you. Alright, each investigator in exposed location takes 1 frost damage. Nothing here. We ain't exposed. And then we can reveal a Chaos Token from the bag. Boop! If it's a tablet, move LZ-125 to the exploration base camp. You dumb Nazis. Cool, alright, then we go to upkeep. I'll never say no to a deduction. I'll never say no to a Michael Lee. Are you kidding me? I'd be crazy to do that. Alright, we are at 2 of 10. Evil card here. Attach this card to your location. The Junkers JU-52 asset cannot be activated at this location and cannot be used to move. Snowstorm. When the round ends, discard this card. Easy. Easy. Just going to make sure I shuffled. Awesome. There's not a limit once per, so we're just stuck here for the time being. Michael Lee is so strong. Michael Lee is incredibly strong. So we're going to see what our hunch is. That's kind of sick. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I have a question. When's your next one? Because this was a pretty sick TED Talk. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to play Michael Lee. And then we're going to investigate with burning the midnight oil. And I think I'm going to practice makes perfect here. I think I'm going to. So we're testing at 5 to 4, and we're going to look at the top 9. I want this perception. So we are now 7 to 4. Yeah, 7 to 4. -4. What's the point? We love drawing the -4 shit. I mean, that's fine. Duke. We're going to investigate at 4 to 4 with our boy Duke. We're going to just repeat last turn. Okay. We are going to discard a Glimmer of Hope to ready Mr. Jacob Morrison because we want him to be active and ready to rock. We're then going to distribute up to 2 supplies amongst the supplies. We're going to just put them on the plane, I think. Because, like, we're going to take frost damage, but I think we also have pretty good speed out of it. And then, hell yeah, I'm going to draw a card for my last action. We have no fear on this channel. Investigation phase ends, so... Oh, sorry. Spawn each 2 clues on each ready exploration team. How does this thing work again? I think... Alright, this is a freaking... No, this is nutso. There's a lot going on in this scenario. Stone Cold Stunfisk, how's it going? Alright, now we reveal a token, which is the cultist. And this moves to us, which is honestly actually pretty okay. Because we got all the clues on this location. Alright. We then go to upkeep. Jacob, I don't need you. I'll always take a vicious blow, though. Okay, we're going to go 3 of 10. What's the point of the action on the exploration team? Isn't Act 1C bad? No, we moved to Agenda 1C. I imagine we're going to see what happens. Isn't it max 5? Oh, it might be max 5. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, congratulations, you. You get this. Thank you, Damn Next. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to do, I think, a first watch here. Hey, this is the guy from Dark Matter. I remember him. Spawn, empty location, aloof, immune, entropic. What the frick does that mean? Can someone tell me what this means? What the frick entropic means? Immune? Let's go to this. All right. There are different damage types. I do remember that from this. What's crazy though is there is... No, I don't think my machete's entropic either. That's true. The only thing is there's no... I just searched and there's no reference to immune. They should probably add immune to this, I'd wager. Alright. Oh my god. Okay. So this can go to you, because these are like 2 perfect tests for our friend Joe, and then this can go to you. We're going to put this guy here. Yeah, Duke don't be entropic. It's true. All right, test book 3. So we're going to test 5 to 3. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what our hunch is. Deep knowledge. I don't think we need cards right now, so I think we're okay. Well, I think our friend Joe is going to spend a supply to move the plane up here, and then we're going to come with it. Okay. Each investigator can only discover one clue from this location each round. Solitary flagpole. A single flagpole older than the 1931 expedition still stands somehow amidst the snow. Could this be a relic of Filchner's 1912 expedition? I'm going to wager it could be, yeah. I'm going to wager there's a chance. I'm going to wager there's also couldn't be a chance. Alright, we're going to attack this guy for action number 2, and we're going to commit a vicious blow. So we have 4, 5, 6, 6 to 3. I think we really need this to hit. He's aloof? Oh, that's fine then. Perfect. Easy. We're going to investigate then. We're going to go 5 to 1. -2. Thanks. Oh, that's even easier because I need to get my 2 clues so I can get off this location quicker. Okay. For our last action... It's 2 curse tokens, right? Yeah. You can draw 3 cards. You might be needing them more than I do. Lee gets a charge for that? I don't want him to take it, TBH. I don't even need it. I'm not going to use any of the charges on this. I do appreciate that, but we're doing hard mode. You just exhaust him to kill the dude in one action, don't need the vicious blow. But I mean, I can still use the vicious blow, right? Alright, Duke, let's investigate. We're going to investigate here at 4 to 1. -3 because we're at an exposed location. That is still good. Okay. True, but seems like a waste. I mean, it's all just a resource. This guy ain't going anywhere. The reality is we're going to get like 1 billion vicious blows out of Michael Lee and this vicious blow in my hand before all's said and done. Okay. I'm just going to gain 2 resources because there's nothing else we can really do here. And I don't need the cards because we're going to draw a card during upkeep anyway. Yeah, I could kill that guy, but I'm not too worried. I'm going to just put a bunch of clues on this. I also don't feel that confident in, I mean, I do have this guy ready. I'm not worried, chat. Don't worry, guys. We're doing okay. Things are totally all right. Okay, oh, sorry. Where does this guy go? Reveal another token. He comes to us. Yeah, sure. You can discover some clues off of us. You're the location. This guy goes here. Are we going to first watch this? Probably not. We're at 4 of 10. Spend 1 supply from your oh, sorry. We're going to spend a supply from this as well so we don't get the frost damage. Spend a supply from your Antarctic supplies asset. If you're not frostbitten, put us to the side. Cool. All right. Spend a supply. See ya. When you draw a card, except during the upkeep phase, take 1 frost damage. All right. Let's not draw cards. Take a frost damage too? Where's the frost damage coming from? I spent 2 supplies off this. 1 for the frostbite here. Yeah, I think we're fine for that. Alright, well, we're not drawing cards anymore. Alright, so we need to get the clue. We need to get a clue. We need to engage, and we need to attack. That all seems very doable. So we're going to investigate at 5 to 1. Sweet. We grab our clue, which triggers on this guy. Place the same number on agenda 1C. Boom. Okay. Then we're going to engage this guy, and we're going to attack him. We have 4, 5, 6 to 3. I'm going to commit this to go 7 to 3. He's dead. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. All right, we're going to investigate with Duke. We're at 4 to 1. Joke's on you, game. We're fine. All right, we're going to put a clue on this, and then we're going to spend a supply off the Junkers. How does this thing work? Yeah, we're going to need to go back there. We're going to fly over here. Still exposed. Is Michael Lee the best new ally from Edge of the Earth? I think there's a lot of things going for Michael Lee, but I think there's also a lot of things going against Michael Lee. A big thing is that he costs 5 experience. Like, you do get 5 experience value from him. But I think, yeah, I think Janae is, to me, the ally of Edge of the Earth. She kind of just breaks the game. Multiple investigators of the location do not count as being at the same location for playing and committing player cards or using effects on player cards. Junkers is not a player card. All right, let me read this one more time and pretend I can understand English. I do think Michael Lee's obviously very good, but I do think there's a case for other ones like Janae. All right, let me read this card again because my brain right now is being pulled like putty. Like, there is so much going on that I cannot comprehend. Multiple investigators at this location do not count as being at the same... All right, okay, that's easy. I get that. All right, we have 1 action left, so we're going to discard this Glimmer of Hope to ready Duke, and then we're going to investigate with Duke, and we're going to commit a deduction here. So we have 5 to 4. You know what? We're actually not going to commit the deduction. Instead, we're going to play the winging it out of our discard pile. So now we have 5. So we have 4 to 3. 4 to 3. Sweet. We'll get 2 clues. Shuffle this into my deck. Yeah, combat-focused Amanda could like him. I could see that being a thing. Amanda can do anything she sets her mind to. She's a really good student. Okay. All right, end of the investigation phase. We're going to spend a supply off this so we don't take any frost damage. And then we we spawn 2 clues on these guys. This is kind of, I actually have a plan. Chat, I have a plan. Are you guys ready for this plan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Big brain Justin. I mean, it's all putty, so it's something. All right. So what's happening? What is this scenario? Let's reveal a token. Spawn player clues on agenda 1C. ends if there are clues in this card equal to or more than its doom threshold. Okay. So now we go to upkeep. Deny existence is kind of always sick. Practice makes perfect is also always good. This goes to 5. What are these effers doing? Guessing is bad when Agenda 1C advances? That's fair. That's a good guess. Sure. It's cold. Oh, yeah. This is the auto-fail on Cultist. Okay. Alright. Sorry, this should not be here. Let's see what our hunch is. Hey, Joe, something for you to do. Oh, Lord Hermit Crab, finally got one of these live. How's it going? Thanks for hanging out. It's the stream has just begun, too. We have a lot of Arkham left. What is my fiance saying? Going to get boxes. Be back after. Love you, I will say. Okay. Well, Joe? That's kind of rough, actually. All right, I have an idea. We're going to fly with the Junkers. And we're going to fly up here. That's rough. Yep. Okay. Okay. The correct response is love you too. No, I said I love you. She said I want you to die. And I'm like, dang. I mean, like, totally fair, but dang. Chat, you guys are going to hate this. I'm going to let this go. You guys are going to hate me for it, but I'm letting it go. But the XP, yeah, if I need 2 XP to win the game, I failed. Calling upon his inner Elsa, I dig it. Amen. All right. I think we want Pete to do the investigating. But what we're going to do is we're going to investigate once with Joe. So we have 4-2. And I think I'm going to practice makes perfect here. Zoop. Yeah, do I even have 2 Michael Lees? Or do I still only have 1? I can check my actual deck list. No, I have 2 Michael Lees. Yeah, no, this deck's like set. It's ready to go. Alright, so this only has 2 symbols because we did 1 action. This is our second action. So we're investigating at 4, 5, 6, 7, -1, so we're at 6-2. Sweet, we'll grab a clue. This is practice, right? It is practice. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Alright, last action. See, the problem is I just don't have, like, with this scenario, I don't have time to go back. I don't have time to go back. You have to move forward, ever forward. I could put it here. That's actually fine because it's not victory. All right, we're going to spend 2 and we're going to do this. So I'm going to remove this from the game, place one of my clues on the location with the highest shroud. This is 4, so it ties with everything else. This is fine because I actually don't lose the victory. And I don't want to come back here, but this is also 4. We're golden. Absolutely golden. Don't forget Mikey's evidence. Thank you, I appreciate that. I have a million things going on, so all help is good. Okay. Duke, investigate. That's an order. we're going to commit a deduction, and we're also going to actually use this deduction. We're going to go wild on this one. So we have 6 to 2, we have 5 to 2. -2, we're golden. We'll grab 3 clues here. Boop, boop. Thank you. All right, we're then going to actually fly our plane over here. And then for our last action, we're going to resupply. I'm going to drop 3 on the plane. And I'm going to drop 2 on me. We should have 2 off of this one. I'm actually going to give you that one. It's actually, no, I think we're fine. We're fine. All right, these guys get 2 clues. The Zepplin. Ah, yes, this is the problem. Okay, so then this sucks up all these clues. So that's going to advance. To the Act? Is it the Act? To the Act 1C, thank you. There's too much shit going on in this scenario, man. I appreciate it, chat. To Act 1C. Agendas shouldn't get clues! Ah! Alright, upkeep. Lucky's always good. Scientific theory is frickin' sick. We're at 6. This looks a bit overwhelming, though I just joined. Nah, it's very overwhelming. Like, it's not, like, it's hard. It's not hard. It's complicated. But it's not, like, wildly difficult. It's just there's a lot of moving pieces, and my brain is being taxed like crazy. The frick? Is this allowed? Oh, okay. Do we hack system? I think we hack system. All right, we're going to have Duke go first. And sorry, Ashcan Pete. We're going to fly over here. Boop. What an unfortunate twist. What an unfortunate turn of events. How many clues do we have? We have 13, so we need 7 more clues. Well, just 7 more clues. It's cakewalk, right? I was like, we can game the system really easily here. Turns out, nope. Yeah, I can fly more than once, but we have this enemy just sitting here, and I'm debating if we're going to kill him or if we're just going to leave him to rot. And I think the correct answer is we're just going to leave him to rot. For the time being, anyway, because we got to progress the game, right? What is this? Doom stays on the agenda, though? No, you do not remove it from other scenario cards in play. This is a scenario card. This is the scenario reference. Yeah, it stays on this guy, but enemies are... No, I had a brain fart. Can you guys forgive me for having a brain fart in this giant scenario? I got there on my own, chat. I'm doing fine. If this location is revealed, attached to top player cards. I've discovered a clue from this location. If there's an encounter card beneath it, draw that encounter card. There are 6 clues here. No, be flawless. Alright. God. Alright, well, we're going to go. We're going to investigate here. We have 4 to 2. We're going to do a deduction. We're going to go 5 to 2. Exposed? It is exposed. So we're good. We'll grab 2 clues here. We'll draw a card. Oh, hello! A fungal overseer. Aloof and immune. When the centimeters play, place 1 doom on it. Well, we're going there next. Vernicius, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the goddamn table. It's a pleasure to have you. I mean, I'm going to just grab the clue, I think. Oh, I appreciate the autofail energy. It is really kind of you, and we're going to see what this is. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, we're going to investigate. Sorry, we're going to play this, which is going to deal us a frost damage. Is this out in play before? Is when before after? Like, is this when I would play it before it enters play? Is it the same as an attack of opportunity? When it actually happens after. Perfect. All right, we'll take that on us then. That's what I... Boom. Okay. Then we're going to investigate. And we have 6 to 2. Thank you for the clues. And this is not even... That ain't even limiting, man. Boom, look at that. Alright. These guys get stuff. Let's reveal a token. Skull. Move the exploration team with the least clues to the location with the most clues with no other exploration team. This guy goes here. Okay. Now we gotta go to upkeep? We've done everything else we need to do? This is a wild scenario. There's like a billion things happen. Oh, sorry, we're first watching this. I think we're gonna first watch this turn. I want to be able to have some control over what we get. Isn't the asset thing damage? The asset thing... Oh, it's frost damage. Thank you. Thank you so much. For some reason in my head, frost was horror. Okay. And then the horror. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll take the horror. It's fine. We have a lot of soak. Was this an exposed location? It was. We gotta eat some stuff. There we go. Okay, I think we've done everything. We can do this now. Ouch, it's cold. Now cold is scary. I mean, do you... trust me. I'm in Alberta, where it's just a white freaking... It's just white outside, it's cold. It hurts the mind before it hurts the body. Because you look outside and you go, oh, I can't do anything. It's the worst. Okay. So I think we have Ashcan go first, and he's going to investigate at 4-2. Sweet. It's minus 20 right there. That's actually one of the nicest it's been in the last few days. We've been sitting at minus 30 to minus 35 for a while now. It's been nuts. All right, and then we're going to spend this to move over here. Okay, sure. Say no more. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to discard this scrounge for supplies to ready Duke, and then we're going to investigate at 4-4, and we actually kind of want to lose this test by 2. Perfect. Oh, these are actually, we could fail it by 3. Sweet. We're going to play both of these. And grab all the clues off this location. It's basically spring here with plus 15 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely ridiculous. Bit colder today, though. Oh, man. Oh, that sounds so nice. Oh, it sounds so nice. All right. Well, we have the clues, and the majority of the scenario takes place in this act, even though there are 3 other acts that we have coming up here. But I think we're going to try to kill this guy before we do anything else. So Joe's going to engage this guy, and then we're going to attack. So we have 4, so we have 6. So sorry, 4, 5, 6, we have 7 to 4. We're going to go, I'll use this, we'll go 8 to 4. Hey. Which hunch do I want back? Probably scene of the crime, right? Oh, sorry, I meant to use this. Do I have to exhaust him? Yeah. So that is 3 damage. What happens if I draw a card? I take a frost damage, huh? Alright, we're going to go again, and I'm going to commit to this overpower. Feast and famine, right? Cool. Alright, we'll spend our clues. We'll advance this. So I'll spend 6 of these. You know what? I'll keep 1 of them, because then I can just spend this stack of 15. After days of fruitlessly searching various sites, you finally come across a carefully protected gasoline cache that must have belonged to the previous expedition. Packed in with a partially frozen radio set is a communications log which includes a set of coordinates for the lost base camp. Each investigator places 1 supply on their Antarctic supplies asset and places 1 supply on the Junkers asset. Sorry, this should have a doom on it. This is the card. If it is not already in play, put the set-aside Barsmeyer Falcon base camp location into play. Let's just say 10 per clues. Yeah, there was a lot of clues. Reveal the base camp. Put the set-aside munitions crate asset here. If it is okay. If Act Deck C is Act 1C and Agenda Deck C is Agenda 1C, we've done it. Advance to Act 2A, location confirmed. Otherwise, remove location confirmed from the game and go to location confirmed 2. Okay, so we're on location, we can remove this one from the game, right? I guess I suppose it's still here. This looks like there is a lot left. They lied to me when they said the scenario was mostly in this one. Yeah, I do go to the version 1, I do. Zoop! Yeah, so this one's gone, I believe. It might still come back. I could see it doing something, so I'm just going to... Because it doesn't say to remove it from the game, so I'm just going to set it aside. It doesn't say remove it from the game. You have the coordinates. If you can get to the Barsmeyer Falcon base camp before the Germans find it, perhaps you can avoid engaging them entirely. Okay. End of the round. We're in an exposed location. Oh, you know it. This guy attacks. We're going to put the damage on Mr. Michael Lee. Then these guys get some clues. And we draw a token. This guy moves up here, and we put 14 clues on this one. Then enemy attack, that already happened. Then we go to upkeep. And then we advance this. Frick this game, man. The Germans have located the Barsmeyer Falcon base camp and have neglected to share the coordinates with you. Remove all clue from this act and all those German cards. Move this guy over here. That's unfortunate timing. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? I mean, in all fairness, I did just ignore these guys. And then this comes here. When the LZ-125 or any investigator is the Barsmeyer Falcon base camp, we immediately advance the act. Herrschmidt's voice echoes across the snow from a loud hailer on the looming Zepplin. It seems we were mistaken to trust you. Surrender and you may remain in custody until our business here is concluded. Refuse and you will never leave this frozen continent. If you're unengaged, discard 2 cards from your hand and move to any location. If Agenda 1 sees in play, we immediately advance it. Good God, this scenario has too much shit going on. This game is up. The Germans know what you're working against them. Their soldiers open fire on sight and their base camp is no longer safe. Discard all clues from this agenda. Sure. Yeah, there's so much stuff. Flip it to its... Sorry, if... Okay. Flip this to the other side. That's cool. I like that. That's a nice flavor. How can this guy patrol when locations aren't connected? Isn't that what it said in the thing? Yeah, I don't think this guy actually, by its rules, can patrol. If you have any tips for avoiding common pitfalls as a custom creator? No, honestly, that's what you said though. It's a great idea. It's a cool idea for a scenario. There's a lot of cool things. I think it's actually very well balanced. I think there's just too much stuff. They needed to take some things out of this. There's just too much going on. Okay, sorry, this. Okay, so they're going to now hunt us. So then this one was, if there are no clues, so that one was here. If Agenda 1C is in play, immediately advance it. We've done that, so we're on Agenda 2C. Doom cannot be placed on this agenda. Treats all locations as connected when moving. There we go. When this guy's defeated, we immediately move this. This is probably how we take down the Zepplin, huh? Oftentimes, to me, it feels like the designer is trying to tell me a specific story and then crafting a scenario from the top down to fit that story. I agree with that, Monocle Man, completely. I think that's a perfect way of saying it, too. And a lot of the official scenarios feel like they're a singular idea with the mechanics crafted to it. Yes, agreed as well. Agreed as well. And this is why, like, a lot of people say they like custom campaigns more than some of the official ones. And while that is true, I do think I like overall Dark Matter more than, say, like, for example, The Circle Undone. I think that still even Dark Matter tries to do too much a lot of the time. And I'd rather, if I had to choose, I'd rather play The Circle Undone over that one. 12 life. Are you kidding me? This thing's huge. Okay. Well, now we get to advance this. 20 clues plus 12 damage to a 6-fight guy is a shit ton to do in a single scenario. Agreed, agreed. I don't know how we're going to... We have to hope that this munitions of crate is just like do a lot of damage. Can you imagine this with 4 players, 40 clues, and 24 damage? All right. The blizzard is here. Although it will take time to cover the entire ice shelf, the result is inevitable at this point. Each investigator in an exposed location must spend 1 supply. Sure, I don't care, man. I don't care. How is there still so much text on these cards? This is crazy. Austral Fury. A blizzard sweeps across the Filchner ice shelf. Within hours, it is difficult to see. If it gets any worse, this is going to end badly. When the Mythos phase begins, choose a location, non-campsite if possible. Move any expedition teams or LZ-125 there to a campsite location. Discard all other cards there. Any investigators there are defeated, take 1 physical trauma, and if not frostbitten, receive a set-aside frostbite weakness. Place that location in the victor display if it has victory X, and no clues remaining, otherwise remove it from the game. What? What's happening? The majority of the scenario happens in this act. It's true. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it when I read it. I did not believe it. There is still a lot to do. Any investigator there are defeated. All right, move any expedition there to a campsite location. Discard all their cards there. Any investigators there are defeated. Take 1 physical trauma, and if not, frostbite and receive a set-aside frostbite. So we just lose vacation. We just lose locations, but we also can, like... We also can like slowly get rid of these enemies. So that's nice. Good old German engineering. I'm a spawn 1 clue on Agenda 1C or spawn 1 clue on Act Deck C. Honestly, I have mad respect to all custom creators for doing what they do. It's hard to do it alone. Oh, I do too. I do too. And that's why, like, after a stream or a recording, when I get salty about a scenario, I'm actually not too salty here. I think overall this thing is still fine. I'm just kind of more in disbelief than I am salty. But I have gotten salty about a lot of cards, a lot of custom campaigns, and I feel bad because, you know, it's hard work to design a custom campaign. It's incredibly hard work, and the people who do it are fantastic, right? Like, it's it's very hard. But sometimes you just need to know when things don't work. And the best way to find that out is just to see good old salty Justin. Anyways, I'll just place a clue here, I suppose. Search. Take 1 horror. Sure, man. Okay. What do we got here? Scene of the crime. That is kind of cool. Man, we could have really gotten this. If we just didn't draw the number there and if we drew something else, we could have actually been like, okay, probably. All right, well, we're going to attack this guy with the machete. We have 4, 5, 6. 6 to 4. I'm going to take the initiative to go 9 to 4. Sweet, he's dead. Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. Okay, we're gonna spend this. And we're gonna move over here. Is this thing aloof? Nah, he's massive with alert and patrol. Maybe we don't move there. 1 second. What's our plan to deal with this? It's probably up to Pete, huh? Pete's gonna try to evade this thing? Yeah, Joe still has his 45. Problem is we only have 1 resource. Oh, it doesn't make attack of opportunities? Oh, okay, perfect. No. RTFC, even though there's like a million words on all these cards. All right, we're gonna flip this crate. Oh, let's go. Let's fucking just go. Yeah, and I think that's what, as well as Tasty Toast, that the custom campaigns are designed by players who play the game and they're not meant for like mass sale. However, I do think that still there are failures of design where they make it too complicated. They can like be like complicated and complex. Like I think to me Dark Matter is like the perfect amount of complex and balance for that complexity. I do think that Dark Matter is really good at that one, and that's why I think it's generally considered one of the best custom campaigns. I'm going to punch the Zepplin with my machete. Don't think I frickin' won't. We're going to use Michael Lee here. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 6. I'm going to spend this to go 10 to 6. So sick. All right, so we're going to draw a card, which is going to deal us a damage. And then we deal 3 damage to this guy, so it's going to go down to 9. And then we fire with this frickin' thing. No, Tasty Toast is impossible. The best course of action is to punch with your knife. Let's fire this gun. So we can spend an ammo and exhaust this asset. Fight. We get +2 and deal +2 damage. This is a firearm, so it actually lowers it down to 3. 2 damage? One from Michael Lee, and then 2 from this. So 3? Isn't it 3? Oh, no, one of them... Oh, I see what you're saying, Dice Gods. No, one of them is when I draw cards. When I draw cards, the other one is when I play an asset. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so no, I have 2 of the one where if I draw the cultist, it becomes an auto-fail. And then one of that does when I draw a card, and then one that is when I play an asset. I see. We're on the same page. I think we're okay, though. All right, I have 4 to 3. All right, I'm going to commit this to go 5 to 3, because then we beat the -4. -2. We're going to take a frost damage, and we're just going to take it, I think. So that's 3 damage. So sick. Then I think for our last action, we're going to try to evade this guy at 5 to 4. So sick. Alright, so we take a frost damage, which I actually unfortunately need to use to kill my scientific theory, I think. And then we reveal a Chaos Token from the bag. Thank God. And then we go into Upkeep. Okay, this guy stands up. So I have ice picks in my deck for people who are... For everyone who is wondering why I have scavenging here, I have 2 ice picks in my deck. So, like the level 3 ones, I believe. So that's why. Just so we all know. I'm not a crazy person. Alright, beginning of the Mythos phase, I'm going to destroy this location because it has Doom on it. This is scenario 3. Why level 2 scavenging though? Ice picks are fast, so no value of the scavenging. So I can also put other items in my deck if I do go to that point, depending on what I want to do. I might want to upgrade into other items that do that. Okay, I have to draw my evil cards for the turn. See, lose track of fire that dies down. You see a small bird. Interesting. A distant figure. That's cool. You cannot move. Okay, sure. Scene of the crime. Okay, we're going to stab with the machete and use Michael Lee's last thing here. So we have 6. This should be... No, this should just be here. This guy's been in my hand slot the entire time? That's crazy. That's wild. Okay. So we have 4, 5, 6... We have 9 to 6. We can commit this to go 10 to 6. Joe Diamond do be looking a little treacherous. It is true. Perfect. It's a double action to reload this thing. Okay. Just give me the resources because I can play another Michael Lee if need be. But I think we're going to be able to take our shot here unless we draw the auto-fail. So we're going to shoot at this thing. We have 2, 4 to 3. We'll commit this Jacob Morrison to go 5 to 3. It's dead. Bye. The German soldiers withdraw to the Zepplin, which retreats in the direction of the sea, a large rent in one of the gas compartments slowly leaking the hydrogen, keeping it aloft. The BFE base camp is yours, at least until the Germans can make repairs and renew their assault. Whenever the Ahnenerber... Someone told me how to pronounce that last week, and I forgot it. Hope to find, says Dyer, it is buried here, or perhaps the trail to it is. Resolution number 2. Okay. Right over here. On herb. Herb. On herb. You know what, we're just going to call it Taco from here on out. Perhaps now you can find out what wiped out the Barsmeyer-Falcon expedition and whatever it is that Herr Schmidt thought was so valuable. If Act 2 is in play with at least one, 2C is in play with at least one clue on it. Act 2C has no clues on it. Recurring campaign log that the Germans recovered X pieces of evidence from the BFE base camp, where X is equal to the number of clues on Act 2E. That's probably supposed to be 2C, isn't it? I'm going to wager. I'm so confused. It's def a typo? Okay, sick. In your campaign log, record that the Germans retreated from the BFE base camp. So sick. We get victory X, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I wish, 7, 8? 8 experience? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a tasty amount of XP. That do be pretty tasty. And then we go to Interlude 3, the trial. In conclusion, the proposed expedition must not be approved. Thank you. Dyer resumed his seat. The small panel of academics, mostly from Miskatonic University's geology department, looked on, appearing unimpressed. "Now come, Professor Dyer," said Dean Armitage, chair of the proceedings. "Your objection is based on the tale most extraordinary, but the evidence on offer is not commensurate." Armitage thumped the freshly printed manuscript in front of him, which sat next to a thick and disordered notebook of scribblings and drawings. "We were promised photographs. Many photographs, in fact, but at least one would be ideal, and instead we only have your preposterous sketches." "As I told you, the photographs were stolen," shouted Dyer. "I don't know if it was poor Danforth or some third party who realized their value. Surely that only further proves my point. Photographs of Antarctica are hardly worth the bother of stealing unless they depict something truly incredible." "But William," injected Professor Moore. Moore was a younger man than Dyer, an ex-student, in fact, now a respected geologist in his own right. "We have only your word that they existed at all. I don't mean to accuse you of lying, and yet what else can your insinuation mean?" "I don't mean to accuse you of lying. Your experience with Lake and the others was truly horrifying. God knows Danforth may never recover, and while you're obviously a good deal more lucid than he, to spin such a yarn, while it resembles nothing more than the sort of a sounding story one might read in a magazine." Dyer looked down. "I admit that it must seem fanciful to one who did not witness the events themselves." He looked up. "But consider the accuracy of the text itself. Are the details not recorded with the utmost precision? Do the early chapters strike you as the work of a madman? Why then should you doubt the part that is harder to believe?" "Professor Dyer," said Armitage, "no one doubts your geological expertise. Why, I expect that even were you in Danforth's state, you could hold your own on the subject of Precambrian strata. But that is not in and of itself enough to make your word beyond question." Armitage removed his glasses and rubbed his eyes. "William, nobody here is your enemy. We want to believe you. God knows I have seen things in my time to make me question the most basic assumptions about our place on this earth. But what you ask of us, and even if we agree and we put a stop to this expedition, what then? Do you mean to halt all exploration of the continent? Yes, if I must." "How, William?" "This is not even the only expedition departing from the USA this year. And as our esteemed visitor can attest, Germany is organizing an expedition of their own. Is that not so, Dr. Falcon?" Oh my god, I need to have a German accent? I can't do that. The German geologist, a small man wearing round-rimmed glasses over his kindly face, nodded. "Indeed, Professor Armitage. It was the purpose of my visit to confer with the Professors Dyer and Moore for my own little jaunt. To find these proceedings is something of a surprise." "I have no choice, William," said Professor Armitage. "This university cannot possibly make large-scale financial decisions based on the hearsay of one man, no matter how esteemed or experienced. So I stormed out," says Dyer, concluding his story, and everyone clapped. And Moore went on his little excursion, damn him, and damn me for telling him all that and getting him even more excited. Armitage was right, of course. I can't stop the whole world from coming, so here we are. We save humanity from whatever doom is planned for it, or we die trying. Boom! That's the scenario. My thoughts are, I think that was a good scenario. It was very complicated, but I think the design of this campaign continues to be very tight. I think the Mythos cards, I really like them. I can understand, I forget who it was who said it in chat, that this one can feel a little bit bad. But when my play style, it's not too bad because I usually just do tests. I just do a lot of just basic baby tests. I don't try to do big tests. However, I can respect that this one can be a little bit disheartening. But I think overall the Mythos deck is actually pretty okayly balanced. And while the scenario was very complicated, and I think there was a lot of text, a bit too much text in my opinion, I do think that it was still paced at an amount that felt genuinely good. So I think overall this campaign has still been very enjoyable for me. In this scenario, I just don't feel like I got to enjoy it because there was just so much going on, if that makes sense. But I still had a good time. Thanks for watching. Huge thank you to our patrons, for supporting the channel. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being awesome. And if you want to join our Patreon, you can go down into the video description to check that out. You get a bunch of unique exclusive videos, as well as you can help shape our content. And you can join in Patreon game days in the future. And hopefully more as the Patreon grows. It is 2022, so it's a good time to... I mean, this is like going to be out in February, so hopefully there's some new stuff by there already. But right now, in January 3rd, not so much. There's going to be more, but currently right now it's just videos helping shape our posts and Patreon game days. But I do want to do more. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.